about why I'm involved in this campaign. So the first time I saw politics and my personal life intersect was when I was in high school. The debate around marriage equality was raging at the time, and my brother, who I had idolized my whole life, he had just come out as gay. And this made me interested in politics because in that 2012 race, Barack Obama had come out for marriage equality and made that one of the big issues of his re-election campaign. So I got involved in that campaign, and it opened my eyes to so many other issues, workers' rights, climate change, criminal justice. And I realized that after that great experience, I was filled with so much optimism and hope in our country. And I wanted to go into politics, and I wanted to fight for those who were born in unjust circumstances that had lives that were unimaginably more difficult than my own. So when I went to college, I enrolled in a political science program, wide-eyed, hoping to jumpstart my career. And I very quickly gave into despair because in these classes, I learned about the corruption in our system. I remember analyzing graphs that showed the millions and millions of dollars that were being pumped into our system through super PACs, lobbying groups, etc. And this filled me with a lot of cynicism because the effect of this corruption was that our politicians and our leaders were constantly compromising with those special interests instead of fighting for working people. On issues of healthcare, climate change, too often our politicians would say, no, we have to wait. This half measure is all we can ever hope for, and real change is not possible in our system. And in my political science department, everyone seemed like this was just the norm, like real change could not happen. And it made no sense to me because as I met more people at my school and got exposed to different backgrounds, I learned that the issues we face as a country are crises. If someone dies because they cannot afford healthcare, that's a crisis. If we're burning up this planet where it cannot be habitable for our future generations, that's a crisis. If a student goes into $100,000 of debt just to pursue their dreams, that's a crisis. And our politicians were not acting like these were crises because they were too busy satisfying the needs of corporations and the elite. So I do remember I was in my college dorm room and I was scrolling through articles about rumors that Bernie Sanders was running for president. And when he finally did announce, that hope that I once felt when I was in high school was reignited because Bernie made the issue of money in politics and corruption the central focal point of his campaign. And he was the first leader that I've ever seen who had the courage to call out the corruption on both sides and make it clear that the root of all of these issues, for the most part, is money in politics. And thank you. Bernie's courage in that moment gave me hope again. He got me reignited and re-involved in politics. I got involved in his campaign in 2016, and I remember feeling the hope that I once felt and feeling that I had power as an individual in this democracy to affect real change. And he reminded me that I have power and we all have power as people in this democracy to demand real change because we are up against crises in this country. And I think that Bernie has the unique ability to inspire millions of people like myself who had given in to that despair and that cynicism and that apathy. And that's how we're going to defeat Donald Trump. Most importantly, it's how we're going to transform this country. Because the people that don't vote or are dissatisfied with our system, they are usually the people that are most affected by these issues. But like Bernie always says, we cannot do this alone. This is a people-powered movement, and we cannot do it without people. So we all need to get involved in whatever way we can, whether it's hosting house parties, making phone calls, knocking on doors. We have an office in Hudson. It's in the Hannaford Plaza. We have phone banks every Wednesday, canvases every Saturday. And we all need to show up because this is the most important election of our lifetimes. And we do not want to look back and think about what we could have done. We have everything on the line, and we need to go out there and fight for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our friends, and for our future generations. So please, come by, show up, help us make some calls. Again, phone banks every Wednesday at our office in Hudson at 6 p.m., and we canvass every Saturday from 10 to 7. So thank you guys so much, again, for coming to this event. I hope to see you at our office soon. We're going to get the program started soon, but just for now, enjoy some ice cream and relax, all right? Thank you so much.